Happy Monday. How are we doing? I'm making a good habit of going on early today. Sorry, not today, in general. How are you guys doing? Hope you're well. Hope whoever turned up enjoyed the panel yesterday. It was a wild one. Yeah, just gonna shoot a little shit, talk a little, and we'll catch up on what happened over the weekend. Whoever wants to talk about the Premier League, we'll talk about that. Whoever wants to talk about UFC Perth, we'll talk about that. We've obviously got like a fantastic card coming up next weekend, especially the main card. Yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about, as always. How you doing, Crystal? What's good? What is good? How you doing, Juliana? What's good, bro? Good having you on yesterday. Always fun. Always wild. I'm not sure that 4-person panel works that well. Either that or Good Noodle was smashed out of his brain. It was still funny, but yeah. How you doing, Bomb? What's good, man? I hope you're well. Like I said, I'm gonna hang around for about an hour, and I'm gonna hang around for about an hour and a half or so, maybe something like that. And anything is open for discussion, as always. Ready for a brief clown show impression? What do you? I don't know how to do one. I don't know how to talk like a fucking spastic. How you doing, Kerry? What's good, man? Why is everyone stealing vertical streams from me? Yeah, he invented those. I took that directly out of the clown show playbook. I did like vertical streams kind of at the beginning, but what would end up happening is I'd get like loads of weirdos turning up that would come and then not come back. Lately is when I do them, it tends to get out to more of the people who turn up here. Like yesterday's an example. I did just like a regular stream with the panel, and people turned up as always, but it wasn't quite the same as some of the regulars we've been getting in here. So yeah. So we're back to do it. But this is always the plan. The plan is to do this during the weekdays, and then to do the Sunday streams, or to do the Sunday panels. Geo drinks duck nut and is going to get slapped up when he gets back. Duck nut, I like that. How you doing, B7? What's good, bro? Bro, if you aren't stealing, you aren't trying. Do you know what I mean? Geo main streets. I thought all that shit was over. Should have never really started, to be fair. But retardation and YouTube go hand in hand. It's like a glove, fits like a glove, unfortunately. I try to avoid it as much as I can, but it's almost impossible. Yo, Frankie, can you tell me why you prefer Restream to StreamYards? A Restream is a little bit more polished, in my opinion. It's got a few more little bells and whistles. And to buy, like, I always buy like the Big Daddy package, as Bodak likes to call it, and you get a little bit more bang for your buck. It's about the same price, but I think Restream might actually be a little bit cheaper, but it's got more bells and whistles. And also, they're constantly improving their service. Like every couple of weeks, they add a new feature. I don't really feel like StreamYard tries as hard. I feel like they feel like they've got the formula and they're done trying. So fuck those cunts. It's because YouTube rewards this negative behavior, because what it does is now we all get points for chatting in this little chat box. The thing that vertical streams do in particular is obviously a lot of people just go through shorts and stuff, and this turns up in short feeds as well. You got more chance of kind of popping up. And like I said, the numbers don't really matter to me, but what I do want is a more active chat. I do want that. So while I'm not really in it for the money or like necessarily the subscribers or anything like that, what I do want is active chat members in here who are going to talk nonsense and give me something to feed off. Because believe it or not, me sitting here by myself and having nobody to talk to doesn't make for a very entertaining evening. I call it the big swinging dick package. And yeah, you and Bodak was so right about Submagic. Submagic's very good, and I've worked out how to use it as well. It's like $500 a year. However, if you're somebody who makes shorts regularly, it's very worth it. The only thing is I got like a message from them saying that the one drawback to Submagic that I don't like is they put like a counter on how many clips they produce, but like 90% of their clips are not usable. So I think you should only be docked for the amount of clips that you're using, but they don't seem to do that. So Submagic is probably the best software for making shorts in the game at the moment. The way you can edit them, the way you can alter and edit your captions and things like that are really good. The only thing that's missing from Submagic is you can't really put videos into it. So if you've got a video, say, and you want to add like, because what I like to do is, say, for example, we talk about a fight. I like to stick fight footage over it while I'm talking, or whatever I'm talking about, put it over. And you can't really do that in Submagic. So you find that you have to edit the short, download it, then put it into Premiere Pro and then add it. So all in all, like, this YouTube stuff is it's still 30, 35 clips per stream. Yeah, but that goes to your quota, which is a problem. And I don't use all 30, 35 of those clips per video. I'm saying if I download one of those clips, then it should go to my total, but it doesn't work like that. But Submagic is good. And they're another company that does improve incrementally. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. But I haven't really been doing shorts lately, so I'm not really getting a lot of value for my money these days. It's a problem. But yeah, if you're somebody who's like regularly streaming and making shorts, you need Submagic, you need Premiere Pro, and you need some kind of streaming service like Restream or StreamYard. I personally prefer Restream, and I've used both. You can have my Adobe Suite login if you want to use Premiere to edit. I've already paid for like a year's subscription, but I appreciate that. I kind of use it for other stuff anyway, so we'll see. Why are you going back to LA? What's the deal with that? By the way, shout out to everyone. If you are here, I would like to remind you, if you could just hit a like on the stream, that would be very, very helpful. Right now we're at about 7 and we've got 15 people in here. So if you could smash that like button. Apparently algorithm picks up on it, it pushes it out a little bit more. And what we need is more crazy people coming in here and talking mad shit. How you doing, Lane? What's good? Hope you're well. I've just realized as well, yeah, I can ban people on Restream. And I didn't realize I could do that. So I'm going to be making heavy use of that feature moving forward. Hang on a sec. Giddy showed me some magic. I don't think it's what you used to get that description for one of my past do you mean Submagic, yeah? Submagic's very good. Like I said, if you're making shorts, it's very, very useful. And I don't mean the kind of shorts you cover your balls with. I mean YouTube shorts. You played with me too much, Gilly. You're an op for life. It seems like you've made an enemy of Juice Man. This is the thing with Giuliano. I kind of feel sympathy for you in some ways. You've done a lot over the last couple of weeks to get yourself back in the good graces of a lot of MMA YouTubers or other people. And now you're picking up more enemies. It's crazy. Frankie, my bad. Have a good one. I'll catch Geo and we're going to set this up guaranteed. Peace. Take it easy, Juice Man. Good to have you here, bro. Bodak, you mad they beat Liverpool? I'm still angry about the Newcastle result, to be honest. I'm not really angry about the result, but I'm definitely angry about certain things that happened in that game. Most notably, when Gabriel punched Walter Mada in the face and didn't get sent off. And then that cunt went on to handball the ball in the penalty area, didn't get a penalty. And then to compound matters, he then scored the winning goal. I hate that Brazilian prick. I've been like, I've never been a Liverpool fan because obviously I support Newcastle, but I've always never minded their success. And lately, obviously, I've been very mad with them because of what happened with Isak. I'm back on their side. I'd rather they win the Premier League all day than those fucking Arsenal cunts. I hate them. And that game just reminded me where I belong, despising that football club. So I'm back. I'm back on the side of good. Obviously, I'd rather Man City win the league, but that's probably not going to happen. So if it's going to be either Arsenal or Liverpool, I'm taking Liverpool all day long. Even if it means the prodigal son, Isak, ends up fucking winning the league. I'll take it. Is Bodak here? I can't see his messages. Bodak, you upset that the only reason Liverpool's lost to Crystal Palace wasn't a clean sheet was because of an Italian player scoring. Liverpool should have been 5-0 down at halftime. It had nothing to do with an Italian player scoring or not scoring, as the case may be, or not scoring enough, as the case may be. Crystal Palace deserved to win that game. Hands down. I've just realized as well, yeah, I'm gonna have to disconnect my VPN because it's Guardiola might be past it, but at least he put Donnarumma in the Man City goal. He's a good goalkeeper, but he showed a few signs of having a bozo gene in their last. It was either their last. It wasn't. It wasn't against what do you call them? Burnley. It was the game before that. Liverpool need to sign Albanians if they want to win. I thought Albanians just fixed radiators. Slot is playing like 90s Italian football, way too fucking conservative. I don't think you can call what Slot plays conservative. That's a crazy thing to say. Gio, I know you're moonlighting as a football fan. We know you ain't that. So stop it. Stop it, bro. Hang on a second. Hopefully my stream is still working. It feels like it isn't. Hang on a sec. Can somebody please let me know in the chat if my stream is fucked? Let me reset. Are we back? Are we back? Yeah, I don't know if we can call Liverpool's play conservative. That's crazy to me. The screen is blue. And Frankie, Juice Man starts with everyone. He attacked Musical yesterday. Enough blaming me. I don't know, man. I always assume that it's you. There seems to be an issue with the cat. Oh, we're back. There we are. We're back. Sorry about that, Cheds. I know you need to see my face while you're knocking one out. I don't know why, yeah. When I use a VPN lately, it seems to mess up my streams a little bit. Lazio are finna beat Genova now. Of course. I mean, that should be a layup, right? But I'm assuming you're saying this for gambling reasons. Fair play to you. I don't gamble on football. I find it to be a fruitless enterprise. I've had success betting in football, but I find that it's more challenging to be consistent in it. I didn't like the Arsenal win, but I'll accept it. I wasn't pissed off. I wasn't pissed off that we lost. Not even slightly. I expected to lose because we haven't quite gelled yet. We're missing some key players. But we lost Tino Livramento, who's probably going to be out for half the season, if not longer. He was a big blow to us. And we lost the game because a cunt that was on the pitch should have been sent off. Gabriel punched Voltemada in the face, and it didn't even get VAR'd. And then I've got Arsenal fans claiming all the time how they never get VAR decisions. It fucking pisses me off. It pisses me off to no end. I don't mind losing games. I'll be real with you. Football is not that big. I don't go that deep with it. Like if we lose, I don't lose any sleep over it. It's fine. I hate losing to Arsenal. I hate that club. And it's more the manner that we lost in really pissed me off as well. I personally feel like we deserve to win. But we definitely didn't deserve to lose. It's not the same without your face, Frankie. Do you know what yet? Like I said, bro, that means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. I attacked Musical. We started with me first. For that, Gio, just watch. Keep fucking with me. Ah, Gio, you just can't help it, can you? Gio and being hated just goes hand in hand. But like I've said multiple times, Juice Man, don't take it too deeply. It's just YouTube, man. The Gunners, yeah, I'm fuming. I'm fuming. I do not like that delusional shitty club. I hate their fans. And most of my friends are Arsenal fans, and they're just the most delusional fuckers on the planet. So yeah, I'm deeply disappointed. I'm more disappointed, but losing to Arsenal at home is not going to define our season. We're not going to be champions. We're not going to be contenders for the championship or for the title. So, and we tend to be a club that starts kind of slow anyway. So I know we've got the right manager for the job, and I expect us to kick on. Hopefully, starting with a win on Wednesday night in the Champions League, get us off the mark in that competition. But yeah, I thought we played well. I thought we played pretty well. How you doing, Good Noodle? You psychotic bastard. Good Noodle. Can you clarify a few things here? How drunk were you yesterday? You were off your rocker yesterday, mate. Tottenham, aka the Yids, aka the Yids. I don't really mind Tottenham because they're not really much of a threat. Frank, you missed the messages because the YouTube API that Restream uses, grab your chat, gets top chat feed. Well, that's the thing, yeah. That's why I've got YouTube open on my tablet as well, just in case I miss anything. It is a bit weird. I wasn't even that drunk. Oh, that says it all. You were literally cutting people off in the middle of conversations, and then you were like, "Look at my duck," and then you pulled out the. How much do you remember about yesterday? The footy used to be the most base sport. Now it's the most gay. Yeah, I mean it's not as physical anymore. But what I can't stand is the inconsistencies. The inconsistencies with the VAR stuff, and then the crying by certain VAR's just shit. The crying by certain teams that they get targeted more than others just makes me fucking sick. And Arsenal were the most deluded. They were readying up the excuses yesterday. How you doing, Wesley? What's good? Bro, I don't need your gambling help. You owe me $500. So fuck you. Don't tell me I'm a bad gambler when you owe me money, cunt. All right? It was a bird. Oh yeah, it was. What did I say it was? It was a bird, and then you brought well, the car was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, you were off your tits, mate. And fair play to you. I don't mind a little bit of wackiness in the streams, but it's like we were in the middle of a conversation, and then you put the VR headset on, which was wild. The terraces was football. What happened when the pitch was secondary? There's a lot that's wrong with football these days. I still enjoy it as a sport. I mean, I still get a lot out of it on the weekend. I'm the kind of person, I know that Americans can do this as well, where they'll sit there all day and watch one American football game after the other. Then they'll watch their Monday game, and then they'll probably watch back games that were on over the weekend. I personally do the same thing with football. Like I'll watch a 12:30 game on a Saturday. I'll watch a 3 o'clock game, and then I'll watch a 5 and 8. I could watch football all day long because it's something I can just have on in the background while I'm doing other shit. Because I'll be honest with you, I know what a boring fucking sport it can be sometimes. Football is basically like baseball to me. You know, you can slap a 5-hour game on, and you don't really have to pay too much attention. You can just kind of have it on in the background, and then when something happens, you can tune in and go, "Oh shit." Do football shove LGBT propaganda down your throat? Apart from having the LGBTQT armbands, not really. They were doing the Black Lives Matter thing for ages until that shit got boring. College football is much better in my opinion. I've heard this as well. There's some kind of satisfaction you get from knowing that people are putting their lives on the line or their bodies on the line and not getting paid for it. There's something really primal and disgusting about that I can't help but enjoy. I don't really see how it's shoved down massively now. I mean, the captain's armbands are a bit. Eh. Pantoja beats DJ. No. Marab beats Cruz. Yes. Football is too data driven. They'll bench the better player because the other has a stat that looks favorable. Yeah, it's like the Moneyball system now. That's kind of very prominent in football. I don't really mind it. I think Newcastle have used it to do very well over the years, or over the last few years certainly. But it's weird how all teams are doing the same things now. It's like long throws are back, more crossing into the box is back. And I always found crossing into the box a little bit wasteful. It seems to all be more about creating chaos now and just hoping you can. Chimaev beat Silva. No. And Ank would beat Jones. Aspinall beats any heavyweight. Oh, at least you stuck the landing. Hey Frankie, I hope you're having a good day. Tonke, same to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope your weekend was amazing. What's happening, JPL? What's happening with you, bro? Your boy's back in charge on silk pajamas. I've positioned myself really nicely. I'm prepping to lose all my points next week. But I'm in a good position. I hope you enjoyed being above me for those 7 beautiful days, because the balance has been restored. JPL, by the way, on silk pajamas here, where did you lose all your points on? Because I saw you went way down. And I don't know how you pulled that off. Chimaev would beat Silva. What the fuck do you mean? No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Prime Silva would box the brakes off of him. Because Chimaev would actually have to use his cardio against Silva. I got a nosebleed from being so high. Yeah, man. Man, you brought it to me that week. It was nice to see the owner of the website on top of or not on top, because let's be real. You're number 2. Wait, did I fuck up? Are you above me still? Fuck off. Are you? My voice is going unnecessarily high right now. Let me double check this. You're number 2. How did I... Hang on, let me just get my... I'm trying to get my password going. Hang on a sec. No, it's not going to let me do it. Hang on a sec. All right, log in. Let's go. I'm assuming you're telling the truth. Because, I mean, why would you lie? Hang on a sec. I must have missed... Oh, you are second. Motherfucker. But I did manage to catch you up a little bit. What did you bet on? I'm currently 5th. You got bare knowledge. Yeah, bare knowledge, bro. I am a bit shocked. I'm not going to lie. You are amazing for inventing the game, but you are shockingly terrible at it. Yeah, Good Noodle does this on purpose. He does this on purpose. He says wild shit just so people will... But he likes... Good Noodle has like a fantasy, or not a fantasy, but like a... He's got a kink for getting humiliated. It seems to be his jam. He's got a humiliation kink that needs to... Oh, you put the lot on Allberg. Wise decision. Very wise decision. I told everyone that Allberg was going to win. I'm still flabbergasted that so many people had Dominic Reyes to win. He's not good. And he hasn't beat anyone that good. And whenever he gets near the gold, it gets like brutally taken away from him. The only thing that would have been more Reyes was winning this fight and then getting absolutely robbed by Ankalaev. But well done, Allberg. I only put some of my points on I can't even remember who it was. I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious these days. But yeah, the card was fine considering how poorly stacked it was. It was relatively entertaining. And then Premier League pissed me off most of the weekend. Nah, I just got better takes. They're unique takes. They're unique takes. I'll give you that much. They are somewhat unique. And I give you credit for being that brazen, because you say the most ridiculous shit with chest. It's kind of impressive. I'll be honest. If JDM gets a time machine and goes back and he wins, if GSP became a vampire, then de-aged, then GSP would win. Yeah, this is the kind of universe we live in with Good Noodle. I respect him for it though, because when you've got Good Noodle on and he isn't interrupting everyone every 5 seconds, he's very entertaining. But in future, what I'm going to do next Sunday is if Good Noodle turns up again, I'm just going to let him and Gio argue, and I'm just going to take the night off. Goats of the division versus current champs. Who wins? Go. Well, I mean, you're going to have to give me some examples because I can't really be bothered to think about it. I was 10 and 12, and Andre, you bet on you didn't bet, but you picked Petrosky. Petrosky's horrible. I knew he was going to lose, and I picked against him as well. He's a terrible fighter. Matthews is just a dumb fuck. But I will say this, yeah. We touched upon it a little bit in the panel yesterday. I feel a little bit sorry. I feel sorry for Matthews, but then I don't. Obviously, thinking he got his hand raised at the end of the first round, and then finding out that the fight was continuing, he must have had a massive adrenaline dump. And then obviously Magny thinks he's out of it, so he's rejuvenated. He's thinking, right, I get a second bite of the cherry. I'm sure that played a big factor into it, but we can't take away from the fact that Matthews had he had Magny in some very questionable positions, and he didn't batter his face in. There was one point where he was literally sitting on his face, and he just didn't do anything. He could have just fucking beat his brains in, and he did nothing. So fuck him. He deserved to lose. Marab Cruz, I'll go with that. Volk Aldo, yeah, I'll go with that. Islam Khabib, nah. Big Brother always wins. JDM GSP would beat JDM based on what we know. Good Noodle, you're way too casual and early and too late in this game. You were in your ball bag while GSP was the man. So cool your jets, all right? Or you're at the very least a very, very young minor. You weren't watching GSP in his pomp. Ankalaev, no wait. Prime John Jones would fuck Ankalaev up. And Silva would beat Chimaev, in my opinion. And Aspinall would beat Stipe. So it seems like a bit of a 50-50 split to me. But all of these are debatable. How you doing, Idaho? What's good, man? How's that barbecue on Sunday? Idaho, I needed you on Sunday because it got fucking out of control really quickly. How you doing, Bloom Echo? Jesus loves you. Somebody has to. Somebody has to love me. Noodle, I think might be a crackhead secretly. I rewatched most fights. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Frankie, please look at this. I can't do that right now because I can't open it up on Restream. But I will look at it. I will look at it later. Let me give it a quick. I'll give it a quick pin, and then I'll go and check it later. And Noodle has a Tapuria Brothers fantasy for sure. Getting double teamed, yeah. I'll hop on now. I can't do it when it's a vertical stream for some reason. Fuck, that link isn't working. Did you just try to virus me? You little scumbag. Noodle isn't a crackhead. He's just full of the skibbity Ohio Riz. I love Noodle, but he's definitely on sign. He's definitely a few sandwiches short of a full picnic basket. Gio, I have to admit, yeah, some of your picks have been good. You've had some good, what do you call it? You've had some cards where you've done very, very well. But it's picking fights, mate. There's nothing savant-like about it. Nothing about it at all. You're picking fighters that win. And to be honest, yeah, it's so fucking MMA is so fucking retarded that logic gets left at the door. I actually think it proves you're more of a retard for getting more right, if I'm being real. Because MMA is so random at times, and so many factors can come into it that picking shit well all the time isn't. The best underdog that Gio ever got was Eddie Hall. He never stops talking about it. Even though we all picked Eddie Hall, he seems to think that's his claim to fame. And it was a good pick, but it wasn't that wild. He's been breathing in lots of brake pad dust. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be back in 1 minute. Let me just I've got to do something real quick. Hang on. Yeah, apologies for that, boys. I could hear something. I could hear something like beeping downstairs. Thought some brave soul might be trying to break into my house. Um, congrats, Lane. I went 11-1, so obviously you're wrong as usual. Oh, this again. I picked Eddie Hall too. It's not that crazy. Yeah, everyone did. Eddie Hall's an absolute monster. So, I mean, he's freakishly big. Picking that man to win in a fight is not that crazy. It is not that crazy. I love Eddie Hall personally. What a guy. What a beast. So yeah, it was generally. I mean, I only laid one parlay down on the card, which was a mistake of mine, and it was Bedoya who fucked me up, and that was a pretty close fight. But after it got to the end of the second round, I knew the parlay was in the toilet. So it is what it is. 3 underdogs won on last week's card. No, Roaston, Magni, and Thickness, and I mean, Roaston and Thickness were very marginal underdogs. Very marginal. How you doing, Mandingo? Yes, clown. Yes, clown. Yes, clown. Yes, clown. Thanks for your contribution, bro. And out you go. Eddie Hall was an absolute obvious choice. I love him. Yeah, he's great. I can't stop talking because I'm a human being. Fair enough, Zero Value Life. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. If I could remind everyone to drop a little like while you're here. I mean, I don't really deserve it, but why not? Why not do your boy a solid? Strickland versus Izzy was my best odds-wise. I got Strickland. Funnily enough, here in that fight, I bet on the fight to go over 2.5 rounds to finish off a parlay, and it made me like $900. So I didn't have the courage. Well, it's not that I didn't have the courage. The obvious play would have been to put Izzy into a parlay as a very wide underdog. Sorry, as a very wide favorite. But I wasn't willing to do that because he was like minus 600. So I went with I'll boost the odds a little bit, which Gio's telling me to not do all the time. So I did that. I had it to go over 2.5, and I got to collect my winnings halfway through the fight. And then I just enjoyed Izzy getting his ass whooped and getting schooled and looking genuinely shocked throughout the entire thing. It was beautiful. The most money I've ever made was a £5 bet that made me £3,000, and it got me banned from Bet365. Absolute scumbags. The card was in fact easily predictable. I went 10-2. I went 10-2 as well. I think the ones I got wrong. Let me just double check. I'm going to give you an honest. All right, so I I had Thainara, even though I didn't like it. I had Perisic, I had Montague, I had Thickness, I had Bedoya, so that's the first one I got wrong. I had Roaston, I had Navajo Sterling, even though I think he's terrible. I had Jake Matthews, even though I said Neil Magny would be a tough fight. I had Jack Jenkins, I had Jimmy Crew, I had Carlos Ulberg. So yeah, 10-2. 10-2. Mark my words, Marab is going to beat Sandhagen. Wow, bro, that's quite the prediction. I'll be honest with you, Lubin. I do think Marab's going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot harder than people think it is. Sandhagen is very underrated. Crazy take though, Lubin. Crazy take. I'm actually one of the guys who's very high on Sandhagen. I think he's very well rounded. And to be honest here, the money you want to be laying down is probably on him. That's that couch cushion money because Corey's got very good grappling and he's a much better striker than Marab. He can actually scramble. He's dangerous on the ground, or dangerous enough. I might stick a little on Corey Sandhagen. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a melt, don't get me wrong. Personality wise, I'm not really like fuck him. But as a fighter, I think he's very good. I think he's very underrated. I think it's going to be closer. I can see it going 5 rounds. The where I'm leaning right now, I kind of see it going 3-2 Marab with him just having enough control time. But Corey Sandhagen has a good gas tank. He's very well rounded everywhere, and he's a very good striker. And he does throw a lot of knees up the middle. So if Merab comes diving in, he might get caught with something. I give Corey Sandhagen a very strong puncher's chance. I'd give him like 25%. I think Merab beats him 8 out of 10 times. Merab smokes Sandhagen, in my opinion, and I'm a Sandhagen fan. I mean, I have nothing really to say to argue against that, other than I really feel positive in Sandhagen's game. He game plans very well, and he's very well-rounded, and he does have things that could hurt Merab. And the Merab train's got to come off the tracks at some point. The thing is, yeah, champions tend to get derailed when we least expect it. And Sandhagen is, I think, one of those guys who could, I don't know. Yeah, Roaston was never in my way. Roaston looks very odd. But this is the thing. It wasn't that I'm particularly high on Roaston. I think he's going to get beaten up in his next fight. Andre Petroski is a shit fighter. He's got no gas tank. And he's a little bit of a balloon animal. I don't think he's anything decent. I'm glad you're with me, Westy. Westy, you seem to catch good vibes quite often. You seem to know what you're talking about. Nutsack. Thank you, Bug. I appreciate you bringing such an intellectual argument to the stream. I appreciate you. Just another quick reminder before we get into more bullshit. If you could like and subscribe if you're here and you're new. I'm seeing mostly regulars here, which is great. But if you smash that like, that would be very much appreciated. Molest that like. Touch it up. Give it a little flick. That would be nice. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a good fight. Do I think Merab's going to win? Most likely, but I think it's going to be closer than most people think. Who have you got on the main card of UFC 320? You were definitely drunk yesterday. I've got Muhammad Ankalaev. I think Muhammad Ankalaev looked like the better MMA fighter in their bout the first time around. And the way that I see it, Alex has got two choices. He can either do the same dumb shit that he did last time and be a bit hesitant and focus on stuff in the takedowns and see if he can catch his shot. Or he can take more risks and try and go out there and bang and then get taken down more. Either way, I think he's going to lose. Because Ankalaev has a big head and he's actually a very decent striker. Rajah Jackson. Yeah, Rajah Jackson. I don't think Rajah Jackson's going to get jail time, if I'm being honest. But I might be alone on that one. I cannot wait for Alex versus Ank. Dude, Lane, you seem very certain that Alex is going to win. There's going to be another Smash TV in your neck of the woods because I don't think he's going to get it done. Yeah, Magomed. That's what I meant. Who cares? It's all the fucking same. It's all the same. You've got Pythar, Zalal, Yeri, Merab, and Poatan. The Pythar fight is I think Pythar's going to win as well, but I hope he gets bad. I really hate Joe Pythar. I think he's an absolute wet wipe. I hate to disagree with you again, Frankie, but this is going to be a very different fight than the first. I do believe that it will be. But I'm trying to understand the game plan that Alex Pereira can employ that's going to lead to more success this time. For me, if you think Magomed Ankalaev is going to lose, then you're surely expecting Alex Pereira to get it done relatively early. Because that's the only way I see it. Do you like Harry Potter? Yeah, I do. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I read all the books. I'm not really a fan of the movies, but I enjoyed the books. They're good. Is it anything too creative or inventive? Not really. But it was a fun read. And I was much younger when I read them, obviously. So yeah, I like them. They all have the same name. I mean, it's irrelevant, isn't it? They're all the same, really. Pretty much. But yeah, with Pythar, I think Pythar will win, but I hate him. The Zalal one is kind of interesting. Because Yusuf Zalal is very good. And the interesting thing about the Yusuf Zalal fight is Josh Emmett is a very heavy underdog. And I think with the power that he's got in his hands, that's another one that maybe you can stick a little on it. Severus Snape is my favorite character. Thanks for making me out to be a fucking nerd. A gay nerd. Couple of burning questions. If Alex beats Ank, do they do a trilogy? And so what do we do with Allberg? And then if Allberg doesn't beat Yuri or Khalil, who the fuck fights Alex? Does he move up? All right, if Alex wins, I think he vacates and they do Allberg versus the winner of Yuri and Khalil. And I think somebody brought that up yesterday. It might have been Good Noodle, actually, when he was slipping in and out of sanity. I think he might have brought this up, or it might have been Brutally. So I think if Alex wins, he parlays that into an immediate title shot with Tom Aspinall. That's what I think happens. I don't think he takes a rematch. Now, if Alex loses, I just think they do out Allberg versus Ankalaev. I think that's a no-brainer at this point. Unless Yuri goes out there and does something absolutely disgusting to Khalil Roundtree. So it's still open. The problem that we've got is because Ankalaev and Thingy are fighting so close, a lot can change in the next 6 months, and recency bias is a thing. But I would say that even though I don't rate Dominic Reyes, Allberg's done enough to deserve a title shot. He's on like an 8-fight win streak. You've got to give it to him. Hello, I'm Peter Norman. Nice to meet you, Peter Norman. And you have a YouTube channel. Are you an MMA YouTuber? Do you watch football? I do. I'm a big football fan. I'm a Newcastle fan as well, so life has been difficult. Do you like to be on top or bottom? I get asked this a lot. But that I'm going to take that as a heterosexual question. Depends on how lazy I am. And if you're asking if I'm a top or a bottom, I'm neither, sir, and you fucking wish I was. Do you like submissions? Again, I'm not sure if we're talking about MMA. Can you specify? The money has gone to Big Ank's head. I don't know if it has, man. Ankalaev has kind of grown on me over the years. I used to think he was a whiny little bitch, but I kind of enjoy him now. He had a broken hand as well. Yeah, I know, but he broke it on Ank's fat head. I think Poatan wins and fights Tommy. I don't understand why Gio can't accept that Alex is going to heavyweight at some point. Messi, Ronaldo, or Neymar? Messi all day long. Messi's the greatest footballer that ever lived. Ronaldo is the testament to what hard work can get you, and Neymar is an underachiever in my opinion. But my favorite footballer of all time is, of course, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. When you have a man in a tight lock on the ground, are you naked? I don't know, man. You look like a whiny little bitch. That has been said before. Ah, well, at least I get bitches and I've got money. So, I can live with it. Mbappe or Jamal? Who's Jamal? Jamal whom? Ronaldo is greater. Messi is technical. Ronaldo is a testament of very hard work, I would say, Tommy Cat. It kind of depends on what you favor. Yo, bro, you have any gaming channels? There's one in my description. There's a guy who I really like. I am a big fan of gaming. I was playing Disco Elysium the other night, and oh my god, what a game that is. I didn't really understand it the first time I played it, or I couldn't really get into it. And I didn't realize it's because my PC wasn't up to scratch. But now that I've got a monster of a PC, I'm fucking with Disco Elysium, and I recommend. Oh, Yamal, Ronaldo, of course. Yamal's unproven yet. Very odd response. Yeah, you get that around here. It is what it is. He had been traveling a lot and had not been focused. Please go and watch back some of his videos, JPL, and keep in mind the AI translation is highly incorrect. I train with Big Ank, and he's been sandblasting hookers and sniffing Ket in his haircut. I fear for his preparation. He's been doing the old John Jones approach here. Fair play. I don't worry about Ankalaev. I think he's just a better MMA fighter in the whole. Remember, yeah, Alex Pereira is 10-2. He's 10-2. He's had 12 MMA fights. I like Haaland from Manchester City. Haaland from Manchester City is a horrible footballer, but he's a robot. Do you like Harry Maguire? Are you going to say that I look like him? Some people have said that to me. Ronaldo can do everything Messi does to a degree. I don't agree with that. But Messi cannot do what Ronaldo does. That's what it boils down to for me. Ronaldo is more of a physical specimen. 100%. He's more of an athlete. I think Messi is pure God-given talent. And Ronaldo is the result of like hard work, dedication to the craft. Dembele was 100% undeserving of the Ballon d'Or. It depends what you mean. I think the Ballon d'Or really has become who's been in the best form for the last year, which is probably what it should be. Because the best footballer in the world is very subjective. Is he the most talented football? I'm with you. I'm with Lane on this one as well. I thought Rafinha certainly deserved to be above Yamal. Yamal shouldn't have been in the top two. I think Yamal should have been fourth, and it should have been probably Dembele had the best season. Then it should have been Rafinha and then Salah, in my opinion. Salah's season was incredible. Ank Ragdoll Power Tan Chins. I don't think Ank's not really that great a grappler if you think about it. Bro, I asked Mbappe or Yamal and you replied Ronaldo. Oh, sorry. Oh, Yamal. I've never rated Mbappe. Sorry for that, man. I was in my own world. Yeah, Maverick. I think I would go with Yamal. I've never been a big Mbappe fan. I think he's highly overrated, in my opinion. Wait, there's a thing called the Ballon d'Or. Of course there is. Just for your information, Messi has received the most Ballon d'Ors in history. That doesn't really mean that much to me. Ballon d'Ors are always a popularity contest. By the way, one more question. Eminem as Draco or Ed Sheeran as Ron Weasley? Ed Sheeran as Ron Weasley. The makeup department could take a day off with that one. Powertown wins by being calm and landing. That's all he needs to do, really. I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought Alex got outclassed in that fight. In the first one. You don't even look 1% of him. You look more like Zelensky. Fucking hell, man. I've been told like I look like about 500 different individuals over the last 3 weeks. Highly overrated while having a World Cup at 18. Yeah, but he didn't win it by himself. I'll put it this way, yeah. I'm not saying Mbappe isn't world class. He is, but I think he gets his dick sucked way too much. That's all I'm saying. And he's not a finisher. Do you think Hamzat would be MVP? 100%. What do you think, Ronaldo or Neymar? Who's more attractive? God damn, bro. God damn. I think Hamzat would definitely be MVP. MVP has a severe takedown problem. Hamzat would take him down and beat the absolute fuck out of him. Of course he would. The Ballon d'Or would be the labia. You see, you get it. Any footballer you hate. Oh, well, I hate Gabriel right now. There's loads of footballers that I hate. So many. But I can tell you who my favorite is. And that's the man Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I fucking love that guy. How you doing, Maverick Rays? Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't think Mbappe's a bad footballer, but come on, $1 million. The guy's on like how much a week? 750,000. I'm dodging the question. I don't judge males anymore. He was used by Leila Machado as well. Who, Neymar? I don't think he was the one getting used. She has definitely been bukakied several times. Not that I'm slut shaming. You know how I feel about a good slut. Shout out to the sluts of the world. I don't think either of them are attractive, my friend. Ronaldo, Neymar. I'm a Brazilian baddie. Fair enough, Tommy Cat. The thing is, whenever I make proclamations like this, it always comes back to bite me on the ass. What's your over in FIFA? I don't play FIFA. I'm not 12. Do you mean the football game? Yeah, I probably haven't played it since I was Khabib or McGregor. I've got to say Khabib. Broke my little black heart that night. Really did. I was devastated. But then if I'd known what I was going to find out later on in life, it wouldn't have bothered me that much because McGregor is an annoying, embarrassing cunt. Top 5 sluts. I don't really know any porn people. I don't watch porn, mate. I do porn. And not gay porn before you say it. I know that's what you were thinking. Top 5 sluts. Jesus. Hey man, eating ass is not a crime. No, it's not a crime. It's not really my flavor. I've said this on this channel multiple times. Let others find this. I don't think kicking back doors in is particularly fun either. I think that should be a no-go zone. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you very much, Tone K. Thank you for reminding everyone. Jets suck dried wieners. The thing is, though, the Dolphins are perennial losers as well, though. They haven't won in a long time, right? What do you have time here? Because we have time right now. It's 1:29 a.m. For me, it's 9 p.m., but I'm going to be leaving in about an hour. Oh my God, it's the lead singer of Green Day. I love your song. Shout out to you, Dash the Blaze. Green Day are all right. We can add that to the very long list of people that I look like, apparently. Fuck it, I'll take it. I'm sure he hangs dong pretty well. How you doing, Crypto Billy? What's good, my G? Sounded way too black there. Diddy. How you doing, LeJordan? Thank you for your contribution to this chat. Now get the fuck out, sir. I'm joking. Like and subscribe. In fact, like and subscribe, then get out. You suck dried wieners. Let others find this. The Jets are a relatively new team, right? In relative terms. How you doing, Paradox to Chad? What's good, bro? Paradox, I need you back on a Sunday to get things back in order, and I need to start inviting JVD back on as well. We should go swimming together sometime. I'm all right, thank you, but I appreciate you thinking of me. Like I said multiple times on this stream, you should accept any form of flattery when you get it, because eventually it runs out. Enjoy it while it lasts. So thank you. By the way, love from India. How you doing, Kushi? I've really appreciated having Indian people up in here. I really have. We get some serious questions. Like and subscribe to Diddy, the white Diddy, yeah? The white Diddy. Next Sunday, I'm calm, maybe. Yeah, I'd really like to have you on. Yeah, I'm sure, Scary Maze. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you for the offer. I'm gonna have to decline, but thank you. Please don't stalk me. Yeah, I'm sad that so many. Well, actually, I'm not sad. I'm really delighted that everyone missed the yesterday's Sunday panel, because it was insane. Go swimming with alligators or crocodiles. Alligators are bigger, but I've heard they're easier to navigate around, so I'd probably go with alligators. Dr. Frankie, important question. Cincinnati Bengals or Denver Broncos? Who do you think wins and why? I've got no idea. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and by fan, I mean I just like them and I know nothing about them, and I just occasionally look out for their results. Go swimming with Meek Mill. That's fucking dark, bro. Is I9 still alive? I haven't seen him around in ages, man. I hope he's all right. He's a fucking solid guy. He sounds like he had a lot going on, so hopefully he's doing well, and I'd love to have him on sometime because he was cool. Okay, bad MMA math. Dustin Poirier beat Max twice. Does that make Dustin the true BMF at 145 of all time? Well, they both happened at 155, if I'm not mistaken. So no. I think it was just a weird matchup for him. Some things just don't, you know. If you could be one Harry Potter character and footballer, I'd be Zlatan Ibrahimovic. 100%. That's an easy answer. Harry Potter character. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, who slings the most dick in that universe? Because that's all I care about. Whoever be slinging that dick. Laugh my ass off. Yesterday's stream was something. It was fun, though. Thing is, we haven't done it for a while, so the retardation was always going to be at 11. It was more just like we couldn't get any flow going that I had an issue with. It was like we just couldn't keep it. We couldn't keep things on track. How tight is your hole? I've got no idea. It's the same tightness as when I was born. minus the damage done by millions of shits over the years. There's a visual for you. But hey, you asked. Cedric Diggory. Yeah, but he got one piece of arse in that show. But it was an Asian piece of arse. So I'm going to go with Cedric Diggory. Correct. Correct. Who would win at welterweight in their primes? Usman or Khabib? Usman. Usman's got way too much cardio, and he beat him at middleweight. I'm going to die on that hill. Or at the very least got a draw. And I thought that 10-8 in the first round was extremely suspect. 350, 8% BF and black belt in BJJ, Muay Thai, and Krav. Also an ex-Navy SEAL and a Force Recon sniper. Is this you, Gilly? Is Gilly on the alts again? Your stream wasn't good yesterday because I didn't show up. Don't worry, baby girl. I'm here now and the stream is rolling. You are very important. What's your house in Slytherin in Harry Potter? I'm a snake, sir. So 100% I would be the snaky one. Slytherin. I just forgot I have diarrhea when I farted. Go and sort that out, Crazy Dutch. Wipe yourself down and get your ass back on the stream, mate. What has a higher chance of happening? Sandhagen beating Marab or Garn beating Aspinall? Sandhagen beating Marab, in my opinion. Sandhagen's fucking good, man. People don't recognize. People do not recognize. Sandhagen is really, really good. And I think a nice knee up the middle might be the way he gets it done. Just because a toothbrush is in a bathroom doesn't mean it's filthy. Wise words, Leandro. Wise words. I cover my toothbrush and I keep it out of the bathroom because it's electric, and you shouldn't leave anything where you take regular shits. Don't make me get into the science of that. It's disgusting. Chuck Norris tweeted about you, bro. Chuck Norris is a fucking legend, mate. I love me some Chuck. Absolute G in the game. And an actual real fighter. When's your birthday? My birthday's on Halloween. I probably shouldn't be giving away so much personal information, but fuck it. And I'm going to be 41 years old. Have you ever had your butt played with? No, I don't. I'll be honest with you, Greg. Some women have tried, and they have been very quickly denied and asked to leave with no cab fare. The cab fare gets removed from the equation as soon as you try to go near Frankie's butthole. That's how I roll. You don't think Garn's mobility will impact Tom? Don't forget he's 6'4", 245 pounds lean. I think Garn is going to be a much tougher challenge for Tom Aspinall than people expect. I don't think he's going to try and ragdoll him already. I don't think he's going to... What am I talking about? I don't think Tom is going to completely ragdoll him in the first round. But I do think when that opening becomes available, and it will, Tom will take him down and beat the fuck out of him. Nice to see you here, Kushu. Thank you for the Harry Potter related questions. I needed more of those. Halloween, baby. We were born in the same month. Scorpios all day, baby. What's your full address? I'm certainly not going to tell you. You seem dangerous. But Tommy Cat, I do agree with you. I do think Garn is going to provide some challenges, and I think it goes middle of the fight. I'm going to say like third round is when Tom Aspinall gets it done, in my opinion. Thank you for coming by, Kusha. You're very welcome. I'm standing in a river smoking a cig, so it's going well, mate. Perfect. That sounds like a good time. Who would win at welterweight and middleweight? Prime, Usman, and Khamzat, both full camp. I'm going with Usman. Usman's got the cardio. He's a good enough wrestler to make Khamzat fight, to make him use up his gas tank, and I think he's a better striker. So I think Usman would beat Khamzat's ass in his prime. He already beat him off the couch, in my opinion, and nobody can convince me otherwise. I've seen the fight a couple times, and at best, it was a draw, and that's if you give Khamzat a 10-8, which for me was very dubious. Aspinall will be the GOAT. How you doing, Higher Observer? I don't think he will be, purely because heavyweight is really shit right now, and he's going to struggle to get good opponents. When he beats Cyril Gane, he's got very little left. I reckon he's going to end up fighting Alex Pereira at some point, regardless of what happens in his fight with Ankalaev. And there's very little else other than rematches. You can maybe throw Gelton Almeida in there, who I think is small and shit. I think he gets battered. I mean, Gelton Almeida got destroyed by Curtis Blade, so I don't give him much chance. So yeah, I think he's going to lose. I think he's not going to be considered a GOAT of the sport for that reason. But he may, in time, be seen as the heavyweight GOAT. I used up my gas tank spanking it to you, bruv. Nice one, Sea-Dog. Thanks for the compliment. And that's the thing, Sea-Dog. You probably, I mean, maybe you could whoop my ass. I mean, I've never seen what you look like, so it's unfair. I can't give you an honest assessment. I'm pretty scrappy though, and I'm dirty. So beware. Wanderlei Silva just got KO'd. Did you see that clip? I did. It was horrific. It was horrific. Wanderlei Silva is a fucking mongoloid. I love him. Don't get me wrong. He's obviously an OG of the sport. But for fuck's sake, I mean, the guy's a moron. He's gonna be pretty much a vegetable in the near future. And he wasn't too bright to begin with. Yeah, I'm with Westy. He doesn't have the competition to become, and I think competition is really, really important. I think sometimes you can be a victim of circumstance, and Aspinall's gonna have that problem. Colby Covington and Strickland should fight on stream, time off and all. Why not? Almeida loses to Aspinall in 30 seconds, definitely. MAGA crashed a gay dating app Grindr during Carly Kirk's funeral. That's quite the statement. Damn, dude, why do so many people give you these gay-ass comments? I think it's just how I look. I think I incorrectly give off twink vibes, which a lot of undercover butt bandits on here are down for. They're just showing themselves. I personally don't care. A roid-raged aggressive individual. Are you talking about me? Thank you for saying that I might be roid-raged. I'm 5'7", 185 pounds. Do you think you could beat me in a fight? I weigh about how much is 65 kilograms in pounds? 65 kilograms in pounds. Let's have a look, because I've lost 10 kgs in the last 6. So yeah, so I'm about 145 pounds. So I'm gonna say no. If you've got any kind of fighting skill, I reckon you'd give me a hard time. We're around the same height, but you're much heavier than me. And that doesn't tend to go well. You're like 40 pounds heavier. Or 30 pounds. Oh, Wanderlei. Yeah. Yeah, Wanderlei, Wanderlei is a roid-raged, but he's also extremely dumb. Somebody that dumb shouldn't be getting hit in the head that many times in their life, but I guess he had nothing to lose. Hi, good morning, my love. How you doing, Naki love? Nice to meet you. You look like a Chad version of Rigo. I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that one. That's a difficult one. You're in Volkanovski's weight class. Well, that if you think about it, yeah, that's my walk around. So if I was going to be an MMA fighter, I would probably be a flyweight, if I'm being honest. Currently, where I am now, I could probably stand to lose. If I was serious about training, I could probably lose another 15, 20 pounds easily. And I'm not tall. So I'd probably be a flyweight if I'm being real. Or at best, a bantamweight. Epstein files or no dinner. I'm not giving him up. We've had this conversation. We keep that amongst the boys. What do you think of Bilal? I hate him very much. I hate him with an unbridled passion. I really, really do. In fact, I made a video on my channel titled Everybody Hates Bilal Muhammad. And then I went on like an hour rant about what an annoying cunt he is. The most scripted video I've ever done. And you could tell. It was in the early days when I was doing YouTube. And I just took time out of my day to write myself a little schedule or write myself a little script, and I just went in on the cunt. Do you have any gays in your family? I've got one gay uncle, and he's a lovely fella. I remember he came out like about 25 years ago. I remember my mum woke me up in the middle of the night, and she goes to me, I've got something to tell you about insert name. And I looked up and I was like, has he come out? And she went, what? Everyone knew. Frank, what are your views on creatine powder? I don't really have a view. I don't really have a view on it. I mean, it helps you to bulk or something, right? It might be something that might want to consider because, to be honest, I've done. I've been working out for about 7 years now, 6, 7 years now, and I've peaked. Like, I'm not getting any bigger, so I might have to up the game because I can't bring myself to overly eat too much because I'm not a fat, disgusting pig. So I can't up my protein intake more than I am because I don't want to be a fat cunt. So I might have to go down other avenues. Hi, how you doing, Nasty? Good to have you back. Bilal's lame, no doubt. Yeah, it's just irritating watching him speak and breathe and stuff. He's just annoying. Shout out to you. If it was a different time, if someone in my life came out now, I'd just be like, I don't care who you fuck. Exactly. Like back when I was a kid, kicking back doors in and being a guy was like the most disgusting thing imaginable to me. And it's because I had this insecure fear of like, oh, gay guys are all out there to take advantage of you and find an opportunity to fuck you in the ass. But that's just not the case. I've turned my attention to the trannies. In my opinion, in my opinion, that's the part I don't understand, and I really don't understand lesbians. But I don't want to get into that. Creatine is one of the most rigorously studied supplements ever. It is effective and can cause one to gain an additional 2 to 3 pounds of muscle per year. The problem is, yeah, I've heard, Greg Arnold, and maybe you can correct me on this. I've heard once you get into creatine, you can't really get off it because it fucks your body up, from what I've heard. So basically, if you're going to join the creatine game, you have to go all in and go hard. But perhaps I'm wrong. I eat 5,000 calories a day. How tall are you, though, Sea Dog? And how big are you? Because 5,000 calories doesn't seem that crazy to me if you're a well stacked dude. 5,000 calories would fucking kill me, in all honesty. Buy Bitcoin, escape the matrix. I'll be honest with you, crap hunter. I don't understand Bitcoin in the slightest. And I'm very risk averse. I do my job, I take a salary, I go home. And I spend my money in a combination of stupid and incredibly intelligent ways. I'm 6'1". If I ate 5K a day, I'd be bowling. 6'1" is I'd be a bowling ball. Depends how much I mean, we all know it. It's all about a calorie deficit. If you're banging cardio and stuff hard, you could do 6,000. You could do 5,000 calories at your height. And I mean, we naturally use up about 1,500, 2,000 calories a day just in our daily routines. So if you were doing like an hour run every day and hitting hard gym, I think you could sustain that. Ideal way of taking creatine is boofing. What the fuck is boofing? Am I going to regret putting this into my search history? Boofing meaning. Does that mean sticking? I knew it. I knew it. As I said it out loud, it became obvious. Creatine is found in food like steak, fish, and eggs. It will not fuck you up if you decide to discontinue taking the supplement. Your athletic performance may dip slightly, but nothing serious. I mean, I'm not an athlete anyway, apart from when I'm in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? He is a musician and he is married to an Indian woman. Who are we talking about now? Arcadia, marking your territory works. I tried it today. I got bothered by co-workers all the time for my favors. Today, I peed on my office doors and finally peace. That's brilliant. Srinivasa Rao Patinia, fuck off. No, you fuck off. The United States is on pace to have 500 mass shootings this year. If you were president, how would you solve this issue? I think the horse has bolted. I think really there needs to be a focus more on mental health issues and what's causing them, and the systemic issue that you've got with opioids. I think that needs to be looked into. But generally, I don't know, man. I think you're a proud nation that is very much has adopted gun culture as part of its ethos. So I don't know. Maybe have more armed fuckers in schools. I don't know. It's a tricky one because you can't take the guns away. Maybe just make the ability to carry guns more rigorous, I guess, and to not allow people to have fucking automatic weapons. I don't know. It's a difficult one because I mean, automatic weapons are awesome. I did fire someone. I went to America, and I can understand the appeal. Finally found one MMA live. How you doing, Danielle? Good to meet you. I'm probably butchering that. Nice to have you here. Come on, man. You didn't have to Google that. I mean, boofing does sound. It does sound like exactly what it is. Phase, his channel is probably in the channel description. Yeah. Lots of talks of butts and gays today. Dr. Frankie is kind of gay. DM Tabor, it's like this every time. This is very much on brand for me. This man deserves a sub. He hits hard-hitting topics. Boofing is very nostalgic for me. I don't think I've ever had anything up my ass. I need to really think about that one. I really have to think about this. I'm trying to remember if I've had a prostate exam or not. To be honest, Sea-Dog, I mean, I'm just willing to talk about anything because I don't give a shit. You can't take the guns away, but you can hand them to sensible people. But this is the problem. It's like the process is always going to be problematic, isn't it? Because I think unless we get into the underlying issues with mental health, I think these problems are still going to keep arising. And I think the reason why they're arising is because obviously social media is more prevalent. People get more, I don't know, touched by people. And I don't mean in a Diddy kind of way. Are you doing MMA professionally? No, I'm actually a professor of literature, believe it or not. I used to train in judo like years ago when I was a kid, but nothing really substantial. I used to be the kind of guy who would get into fights for absolutely no reason, but now I call the cops because I'm an adult and I don't want to go to jail and I don't want to get my face broken. I don't know how many facial recoveries I've got left. Is it me or does the USB fan base actually have turned too political these days? In what sense? Also, it's my God-given right under our constitution shall not be infringed. I mean, I get where you're coming from. Now that you've gone down that road, you kind of have to do it. What martial art would you recommend to my kid? I would probably go with Muay Thai. Because I think any discipline that focuses on doing fucking elbows, knees, that kind of shit, those are the things that surprise people in a fight. Punching people in the face and knocking them the fuck out is very, very hard. But being able to throw an elbow and a nasty knee in will get you the W on the streets. And that's really what it matters. If you want them to be a professional fighter, you're going to have to combine your disciplines these days. 99% of guns used in crime once belonged to sensible people who lost them. And that's the thing. Because often mental health is something that's it's fragile. It breaks. You can be in perfectly good mental health and then something really bad in your life can happen and you can go fucking postal. So that's not really the issue either. I'm more saying you need to get to the systemic root of what's causing mental health and what's causing these things to happen, because that's always the reason. It's bad fathers, it's bad role models, it's bad influences in society. Those are the things that cause people to do these things. And like an unchecked social media platform. Who is your favorite fighter? Fucking hell. First one that came to my head was actually Manel Cap, which is going to sound crazy. It's Ilia Topuria probably right now. I'll go Ilia Topuria. How you doing, Unknown Ed? It's good to have you back. I had mental health issues. I wasn't out there shooting people. I started MMA, healed me better, much better than therapy. Yeah, but I mean, people are different. I mean, and mental health issues demonstrate themselves in many different ways. So it all depends on circumstances. Not everyone with a mental health issue is going to go out and fucking blast people. Terry Stone, gay. Thank you. Not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Elon Musk's son. I don't know. I don't really look like him. And we're not that far apart in age. BJJ is better for kids. It trains your core. After that, Muay Thai or kickboxing. I kind of agree with that. I've told people on this stream many times. I tried to bring my 4-year-old son to a Muay Thai class about 6 months ago. And he just ran in there and started fucking kicking everyone, kicking the teacher, kicking all the other children. I was so proud. Reagan made a massive mistake by defunding mental health institutions in America, and that has had a knock-on effect. There's no doubt about it. Would it have led to a less systemic problem with mass shootings? I don't know. But this is the problem. When you've got guns and you've got people that are angry and people that have mental health issues, it's going to keep happening. It just will. and it's a shame. How long have you been doing live streams? Your reading is really good. I've been doing live streams for about a year and a half, something like that, but not this frequently. Now there are schizophrenic drug addicts roaming freely around the streets harassing people. I think the availability of certain types of weaponry is a big problem as well. The fact that you can get weaponry so easily these days in America that can cause fucking absolute brutality on the streets and in those situations is a scary prospect. I mean, why not just be happy with your handguns? Or maybe you should have to prove yourself over years and you get to upgrade over time. I don't know. I don't think there's any easy answer, and that's the problem. And I'm not some fucking, even though I'm from the UK and I'm very anti-gun because I know what it can lead to. I understand how Americans feel about their guns now because, like I said, the horse has bolted. You have been a society built on that for hundreds of years. You can't take them away now. It's too late. So you've got to get to the cause of why this is happening. I think that's the only solution. My problem is a lot of American anti-gun advocates push for limitations that already exist. No full auto wait periods, mental health issues, because they don't know what they're talking about. And I completely agree with you, Em. I mean, you're right. All these things are in place. And the thing is, yeah, how you doing, Shrey, my fucking shield? How you doing, bro? Palestine is being genocided. Are you a Jew, Western Mass? Definitely not a Jew. Nah, that's your MOM job, and I don't know. I don't want to overtake that. Fair play, bro. Fair play. Did you used to hang around in Juru's live chat back in the day? Um, no, I didn't. I didn't hang around under my. If you're talking about Guru, I was never in Juru's live chat. If you're talking about wheelchair Juru, I hadn't even heard of him until a year ago. But I was in Guru's live chat like back in the day when he was at about 500 subs, and he was on the come up. But I used to chat under my actual name. But Juru, I didn't really know that much about. Juru's Melson, right? Melson, or as some people seem to call him, Mellison. It's Melson, right? Email Melson. I know how to read. Pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, in terms of the gun law stuff, I kind of feel sorry for America as a nation because I think unless you live there, it's very, very difficult to understand what it's like. Juru is a wild name. It is. It absolutely, and it wasn't just Juru, it was wheelchair Juru, which is just incredibly creative. I stopped watching Guru a long time ago. I watch Guru's videos, like his topic videos and stuff like that from on occasion, but I don't go into his live streams anymore. It's just chaos in there. Bro, thoughts you on your Irish boy versus Usman 2. I think the Irish gets it done this time. Which Irish boy are you referring to? You don't mean Conor McGregor, do you? Why exactly you made this kid mod? Which kid? Do you mean Western Mass Climber? Western Mass Climber's been with me from the very beginning. He was one of my first live chat subscribers, and he's been loyal to me ever since. I fucking love Western Mass Climber. And I say that openly. I have an assault rifle I bought in 10 minutes. Do you see what I mean? Way too easy. But again, it's just like I don't know if that's the entire problem. There are so many guns in America now, you're never going to be able to round them all up. And it's too much of an even split, I think. I used to hang out in Lucas Tracy's live chat before he got big. Now it's too many people in the chat. Lucas Tracy is somebody I haven't watched too much. Obviously, I'm aware of who he is. I've probably only watched a couple of his videos. But I'm glad he's doing his thing, and he seems like a cool dude, so fair play to him. Fun fact, there have been 0 amendments made to the Second Amendment since 1791. It has remained a single-sentence piece of our Constitution for over 300 years. That actually brings a lot of comfort to a lot of people. And it makes you believe that no matter what happens, certain things are never going to change. Oh, Usman Nurmagomedov. I've still got Usman. I do think Paul Hughes is very good. And I think he even might have slightly edged that first fight. And Usman was roided to the gills. So I'm going to go with Usman. But it's a great fight. Well, it's PFL now, unfortunately. I miss Bellator. Bellator live events were so good. Western man climber is a real N-word, 100%. Western mass climber is a G. I own a lot of guns, man. I understand it though, man. The thing is, yeah, if you live in a country where people own guns, you've got to own guns. You are British. You don't know shit, kid. I mean, I know some things. I'm very, very open bandito games in that I don't understand what it's like to live in a gun culture. I don't. I've been to America several times. I've never lived there. And I'm saying you can't unring that bell. And I'm very open in saying that I don't understand fully what the culture's like, but how can I? I've never lived in it. Which is why when somebody asked me earlier how I would solve it, I don't even know how to live in it, let alone solve it. And I just use the psychological way of considering it, or the sociological way of looking at it. That's all you can do, really. Because taking the guns away ain't an option. Why are you talking about guns like they are the issue? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. That's exactly what I said. I didn't say guns were the issue. How you doing, Thor Finn? That's very hard to say. How you doing, bro? Nice to see you here. Hope you're well. I would never claim to be an utmost authority on gun culture because it would be ridiculous. And I have stated that people are the issue. It comes down to, as I said, mental health issues that, again, may not be there before the guns are bought. But the thing that's misunderstood about mental health issues with a lot of people who are in control to make changes, or maybe they just don't care, is that people can go their entire lives without having mental health issues, and then something can happen to make them snap. It's not something that you're born with. It's a chemical imbalance in your brain that can happen as a result of stress or pressure, and it can happen to the best of us. I did, bro. Here in Idaho, it's extremely easy to buy a gun, and it does vary from state to state as well. When will you see a quality fight in the heavyweight division? I mean, it depends what you deem as quality. I personally like seeing two fat fucks. I really enjoy when two unskilled fighters just go in there and beat the fuck out of each other. Because sometimes when two fighters are really, really technical, it can be boring because they cancel each other out. Whereas if you get two mongoloids in there, they're just going to swing for the fences and try to kill each other. It can be very entertaining. So it depends on what you define as a quality fight. I've heard Florida's like the Wild West. I've heard it's like the Wild West of America. I've never been to Florida, but I've heard it's dangerous as shit. It's almost like an anything goes type thing, which is both fun and extremely terrifying. I need to go back to look into Idaho gun laws out west. It's a different beast. So I shouldn't speak so authoritatively. That's what I like, Etam. Just sometimes you got to keep it real and know and be open about what you don't know. There are many things that I don't know. I don't claim to be an utmost authority on almost anything, even my field of study. And I think it keeps you sharp. Bro, I miss Mark Hunt. I really do. His crying does piss me off. His crying and his bellyache and his bitching does annoy me. But Mark Hunt is a Chad. And he did way better in the game than he probably had a right to. Mark Hunt would basically have done to him what happens to those fat fuckers that can't make fights these days. The tubby taffers. He would be getting the same thing done to him if it was happening right now. Who I see to you as an overrated and underrated fighter in the UFC, bro? I think Fluffy Hernandez has been very underrated for a long time, but people are starting to work that out. I think Shepe Mariscal in the lightweight division is very underrated. I think Corey Sandhagen's underrated. I think Hamzat Chimaev is very overrated. Has Raja been charged yet? As far as I know, it hasn't been made official. But there's going to be a long way to go with that. Light heavyweight is so boring right now. Yeah, it really is. The thing is, if we get an Alex Pereira win, it might get even more boring because we probably will get a rematch. But we do have Yuri Prohaska. We do have we've kind of got Ulberg now, who is a bit of a wet wipe. But at least he goes in there and fights a bit. The heavier divisions are always a bit dead. I think Corey will have the closest fight with Marab. BG Toss, we were talking about this earlier, and I completely agree with you. I'm a big fan of Corey Sandhagen's skill set. I think he levels up every time he goes in there. The Umar fight was a little bit of a setback, but Umar's very good. So I don't know. It wasn't like it was a complete whitewash, but styles make fights. And the thing I like about Corey is he has that ability to throw a knee up the middle, and that could work. A quality fight, in my opinion, is when you hear An Yu. I mean, we just heard An Yu with Ank. He's only just got the belt, and we only just got An Yu with Tom. You know, so the fight has the belt has been passed around a little bit. Yuri versus Khalil is expected to be a banger. Good to see you back again, Marcus. Yeah, Yuri versus Khalil will be a good fight. Um, I'm fully expecting Yuri to be a bit too diverse for him and to catch him with some nasty stuff. So I'm gonna go with Yuri in that fight. But and I'm on this side as well. I don't think Khalil Roundtree is that good. Hamzat against a good wrestler and a decent striker crumbles like the Twin Towers in America easy. Thanks for making me say that out loud. But you're right. If you make Hamzat Chimaev work to any degree, he gasses horribly. Honestly, the only stacked division is welterweight, but no, bantamweight's stacked to shit as well. Flyweight is highly skilled, but doesn't have anything that good outside the top 15. Middleweight's all right as well. Like the middleweight top 10 is decent. You've got a Mavov, you've got Baraujo, you've got Fluffy Hernandez, you've got Reina Derrida, you've got GDP still, you've got there's a few good fights, and obviously you've got the champion. There's at least 7, 8 to 10 good fighters at middleweight. Bantamweight is stacked all the way outside the unranked as well. There are like 50 good bantamweights around at the moment. Lightweight, I always feel, has been a little bit overrated, but it's still a very good division. I need Ngannou back in the heavyweight division so badly. Etam, the thing is, yeah, despite the fact that Dana has been so against it, I think it's the only card that the UFC have left, unless they really want to find a way to get Alex Pereira in there, because there is literally nobody else. Either way, if Tom beats Garn or Garn beats Tom, there's nothing left. There's nothing left in that division. There's nobody left. MVP might be my least favorite fighter. I enjoy MVP. I enjoy MVP when he's in a flow state and he's doing nasty stuff, but he is a point fighter, and that can be very, very boring to watch. I personally find it entertaining because I like how feints make up part of the game. I know he's not the most active striker out there, but seeing him confuse people and get people flustered, and then when he's in his full flow state and he takes the complete piss out of people, I enjoy that. I've loved his last few fights, and I think he should stay at I think he should stay at middleweight, because middleweights are far less skilled, and they should keep him fighting against strikers. MVP would be stupid to take on another wrestler ever again. Ngannou versus Lewis was a horrible fight, but we kind of understand why it went down that way. I honestly want to see Hamzat versus Usman for the belt, and I bet my house for it the Nigerian gets it done. I agree with you. I would bet Usman in that fight. There's no way that Hamzat Chimaev beats Usman in a 5-rounder. No way. Usman is far superior to Hamzat as a general MMA fighter, and that's not even in question. Yuri and his master's degree will definitely out IQ Khalil. Khalil was a very one-track fighter. Very, very one-track. He fights predominantly from one side, and he uses kicks and loops, and he's predominantly left side heavy. I don't think he's a very good fighter. And I'm amazed that he's got as far as he has. He basically stalls out every match and lands 4 strikes. I agree with you. And so I can understand why people hate that style. But I think he's entertaining to watch because he's a puzzle to solve. And I quite enjoy the way he messes around in there and humiliates people. He brings something new to the sport, and I quite like it. I think people just never saw MVP fight in Bellator and expecting something else when he debuted. Yeah, he was phenomenal in Bellator, but he was fighting a lot of cans. I've got to get behind him because he's a Brit, but he's also really good. And those 4 strikes are hit like an airstrike. He's got a bit of power. MVP is all about timing. He catches you in those awkward moments and then hurts you. Maybe you want your favorite to win, but I want every title defense to fail. Doesn't matter, defender is the favorite or not. Fair enough. I mean, it is exciting to crown a new champion. And it does get boring when someone dominates over a long period of time. You kind of want to see that get broken. I understand your sentiment. Gamrot or Charles? I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira purely because of the fact that Gamrot's only got 2 weeks to prepare for it. I think that's going to be a big problem, in my opinion. However, if it was full camp for both, I'm very, very high on Mateus Gamrot. I think he's a really excellent fighter. Who would win in a fight? Charlie Kirk or George Floyd? George Floyd, of course. Bro, which fighters you want to get slept? Like, want him to get KO'd so bad. I want Ilya to go to sleep because he slept my man Oliveira, but I don't think that ever happens. I want John Jones to get slept. I think we deserve it. I think we deserve it badly. Jennifer, how you doing? JDM or Islam? I'm going with JDM. I'm going with JDM as well. I've said this multiple times on the stream, but because you haven't been privy to that, I think JDM has got really, really, really good takedown defense. And I think he is a way better striker than Islam. I think once Islam gets peppered in the face a couple of times and gets worked to the body, he's gonna freeze. He's gonna freeze in there. JDM's boxing is world class. And he does a lot of body work, which we don't see a lot in MMA these days. Joshua Van does it really well as well, one of my favorite fighters. I love somebody who digs really hard to the body and hits that sweet liver spot. And JDM is an absolute pro at doing that. And his takedown defense is amazing. The only thing we don't know, obviously, is Islam could go up to welterweight and be even stronger than ever. We're just not going to know. Horrible. I tried making cookies for my first time today and I burnt every single one. Living experience. And burnt cookies can be quite delicious in the right light. Oh, you use too much sugar. Yeah, getting the dynamics of a cookie is quite tricky, but don't give up, Jennifer. Keep baking. We need bakers back in the kitchen. No offense. Jones would sleep against Tommy. That's why he wouldn't take the fight. And we knew that the whole time. Or he knows there's a very strong risk. Robert Denver, are you gay? No, I'm a poonhound, sir. A proud poonhound. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Got nothing against it. But I definitely fish on one side of the lake. And it's the side of the lake that has plenty of vagina on it. It was rock hard. Yeah, there's no going back from that. Islam could beat a lot of guys at 170, not JDM. I agree with you. I think JDM is going to be a severe problem for him. And I think it's going to be the body work that gets it done. And the fact that he's going to be able to stuff enough takedowns. I do think it's going to be a close-ish fight. I think it goes 5 rounds. And I have JDM winning 3 of them. Did you really just say women belong in the kitchen? I didn't say they belong in there. I'm not saying chain them to the kitchen. Just go in there once in a while. Bake daddy some cookies. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Hi, and Chrissy would agree with me. How you doing, Chrissy? Good to see you. Or maybe you wouldn't. I don't know. John moving up to heavyweight was such a waste of time. It absolutely was. What a cunt he is. If there's any justice in the world, John Jones is going to get fucking battered by somebody. And I'm still living in hope that it happens. I hope he comes up. I think Brady is a bad matchup for Islam. Brady's very good as well. The thing is with Brady, though, yeah, is I can't get that Bilal Muhammad loss out of my head. I can't. Losing to Bilal Muhammad is one thing. Losing to Bilal Muhammad by TKO is unforgivable. I don't really see Islam beating anyone in 170 at the top 5. Let's see what the welterweight rankings are. Let's see how stupid what you've just said is. All right, let's have a gander. So it's he would beat Bilal Muhammad. Shavkat, no, he'd beat Leon Edwards and he'd lose to Kamaru Usman, in my opinion. So yeah, you're not far wrong. I don't think he'd beat Shavkat. Sean Brady, I'm not sure on, but it certainly would be competitive. And I think he beats Leon Edwards. There was a time when I used to think Leon Edwards would beat him. I was very wrong about that. Islam's main advantage is his size, I feel like, and he won't have that at welterweight, but he might have the strength. You've seen JDM at 170, but you didn't see Islam in 170. When there'll be a face-off, that time will be who's big and who isn't. I mean, for sure, you can see a lot by what a fight might play out like when they stand off. But I don't know, man. Just we can't know, but seeing the skill sets I've seen from both of them, I feel like JDM has the advantage. I've never broken a bone, by the way. Is Bo Nickel still going strong? Nah, he's shit. I said he was shit from the beginning, and I was right. Putting him in there against Reina de Ridder was one of the stupidest things they could have done. He's shit. You know what you did wrong if your woman comes out of the kitchen? You made the chain too long. That's a horrible thing to say. My G. My G. Sorry, Sherry, hang on a second. It's moving a little bit. And also, oh, you've got Islam by submission. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I really don't. The thing is, if Islam gets him down, he's got a good chance. But I don't know. I don't know if he gets him down that easily. Do you stream every day? I don't. I stream like every 2 days usually. Or lately I've been streaming every 2 days. But usually it's about 2 or 3 times a week. Buckley is an awful matchup for Islam. Former middleweight and big motherfucker who's powerful. That's a controversial and stupid thing to say. I think Islam beats JDM 7 times out of 10. Again, I don't think that's ridiculous. Fortunately, we get to find out. I got a strong take. Are you ready? That was the strong take. What's your thoughts on immigrants coming to the UK? As long as it's legally and they're not a burden on the system, and they're not a criminal and a rapist, like those two things are separate. I don't know why I said it that way. I'm perfectly fine with it. I am technically an immigrant. No, I don't make money off this. I'm not monetized. Bro, one marriage tip always. Remember, beautiful houses have a bigger door. Does that mean it sounds like a bigger piece of the house to lose, if I'm being honest with you. That sounds like terrible advice. You've got to believe in prenups. And my number one rule in the game, if you're going to get married, don't marry a broke slag. Simple. I don't know why, but you look a little like a Nazi. Okay. What does a Nazi look like? I can't wait for Ank to KO Alex. I know you don't. I want Ank to win as well. Actually, I don't really mind who wins, but I do think Ankalaev's going to win. Islam gets hit. He shoots and he will take him down whenever he wants to. And Islam is much more higher level wrestler than Bilal. I don't think he is, though. He's a better striker than Bilal. I don't think he's levels above Bilal in the wrestling. I don't. That's what I say about America. We are a nation of immigrants, but it's unfair to the thousands of people going through the legal process. I agree. How you doing, Ella? Nice to see you here. Read again slowly. You'll get that. Oh, man. Really? Do I have to read it again? I don't get it. It's late, bro. It's fucking late. Look like you. Thank you, Alex. I want Pereira to win, but I think Ank wins. I don't really care who wins either way. I don't give a fuck. Immigrants are equally responsible for crimes as are natives. However, the focus is always on the immigrants. Yeah, because they shouldn't be there. Or they shouldn't have the right to be there. I think if you... Or they don't have the given right to be there, I should say. If you come into someone's country, fucking behave. There's obviously more of a spotlight on you if you've been granted access to the country and then you fuck up. It's just nature, innit? Women can be broke, they just can't be in debt. Then there's a problem. Oh, no. Broke or not in debt is an equal problem because when she's done with you, you'll be in debt, my good man. The law does not favor men in the slightest. Frank, we have a problem now with you wanting Ank to win. I don't know if I want him to win, but I did correct myself. I don't really care. Broken bone feels like 100 cramps at once in that place. Fortunately, I've never broken a bone. And now that I've said that, I'm probably going to jinx myself. How you doing, Guillermo? Hello from Alicante, Spain. Spain is one of my favorite countries in the world. I'm a regular visitor to Madrid and Barcelona, but my favorite place in Spain is actually Sevilla. Beautiful. I'm live in about 40 minutes. Perfect. I'm not going to be around for that long, but if somebody could throw up Idaho's link in the description, sorry, in the chat, that would be beautiful because Idaho is a fucking G in this game. Marabo Sandhagen. I need bets for this card. Honestly, I think I don't know. The money on Marab probably isn't worth putting a big amount on. I think Sandhagen is a very decent chance. It depends on what kind of gambler you are. I don't know how I've gotten away with it, Micah. I'll be honest. No idea. No fucking idea. What do you think about banning India passports? Pillow, I don't understand the question. Do you mean banning Indians from having passports? That seems a little bit fucking harsh. Palestine is better than the UK. In what sense? Just got in, bro. Thoughts on Allberg's chances versus Ank or Powhatan? I think he's got a better chance against Alex. Good to see you, bro. By the way, shout out to Making the Walk. If you're not subscribed over there and you want actual, genuinely really good MMA content, then subscribe to Making the Walk MMA. He's absolutely amazing and a very long-standing, almost brother of the channel. Any opinion on Paddy? I used to really dislike him, but he's come to grow on me over the years, and I actually think he's leveled up as a fighter. So shout out to him. Would you have sex with a guy for $500,000? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have sex with a guy for any amount of money. But because I'm relatively comfortable in my life, I can say that. I don't know what I would do if I was proper desperate. I can't say because I'd be a completely different person. So I don't know. Judging on the person that I am now, I would say there's a 0% chance. What if Marab goes up and he fights Volk? He gets fucking destroyed. Palestine will be free. I hope you're right. I just want the fighting to end one way or another. Great I am. That I am almighty God I am. God wouldn't have that bad grammar. Once Ank beats Alex, there will definitely be a board meeting at the UFC to do damage control. I agree with you, Kuhn. I really do. I don't know how they're going to handle that. They obviously want Alex to get the belt again so they can set up that Tom match. Cuba, Honduras, El Salvador. Our problem had more to do with countries emptying their prisons and sending criminals here rather than immigrants simply committing crimes within our borders. Yeah, there was a big problem with that in America. I know that Cuba in particular was really rife with that. Just send over all the cunts. Who wins, Jake Paul or Tyron Woodley? How you doing, Dank Nugs? Depends on how the script is written, to be fair. Thoughts on Modi? When he brought toilets in, so shout out to him. Or he brought in more toilets. That was such a fucking smart thing to campaign on. A toilet for every man? Fucking hell, what a G that is. What a G move. The only place I've been to outside the Western Hemisphere was the UK. I loved Edinburgh. Scotland is a beautiful place. Yeah, Scotland is amazing. And Scottish people are based as well. Scottish people are just funny as fuck. By the way, if you are just in here, another reminder, if you wouldn't mind, you don't have to subscribe to the channel because who cares about that? But if you could like the channel, that would be very good. One thing that isn't, oh, hang on. Yeah, one thing that isn't cut out into vetting when it comes to immigration is whether or not they can assimilate. If you had that immigration approval, it would dramatically go down. I mean, I get what you're saying, but how do you know if somebody can assimilate or not? Read me. I just did. If Marab beats Corey, Yan again, Pantoja, and beats Volk, is he the GOAT? No. No, he's not. No, he's not. But he's certainly, I mean, I think he's one or two more of those, and he'll be on Goat Mountain for sure. And I am. Do you know what? Yeah, I actually, you might have a point because I have Mighty Mouse as my GOAT, and he had quite a few losses in his career, or enough. I mean, I don't know enough about Modi, but the toilet thing was definitely a gangster move. Okay, how about Jake Paul or Tank Davis? It's gonna end in a fucking draw. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna fucking dance around each other and tap each other, and that's what's gonna happen. I think there's gonna be no winner. Jake Paul is horrible at boxing. For an influencer, he's all right, and for somebody who's not been in the, and I actually respect him for getting in there and doing it. But for his actual boxing talent, he's not good, and I think that's gonna show up. I don't think he's gonna lay a glove on Tank, but I don't think Tank has the power to knock his ass out either. Your heart is my throne. Thank you. One thing I will always give American immigrants is I'm well versed in US law and history, and even though I struggled with that citizenship test, the questions are purposefully deceptive. Mate, I took a mock UK citizenship test and I failed it. They are fucking difficult. Some of the questions came up and I was like, not only could I not answer it, I was like, what? Modi is a bum. He led his country into defeat against Pakistan. Yeah, the hatred between those two nations is fucking visceral. I think India got complacent because they've been dominating on the global stage in terms of between the two of them for years now, and they never really considered Pakistan anything. But Pakistan kept that hatred fresh. They never gave up. Second real live boxer for me, he loses this one. You think Jake Paul? Well, I hope Jake Paul. I want to see Jake Paul get chinned, but it doesn't really mean that much to me. I mean, fuck him. I am still in the closet among my friends, so it feels great. It feels great to talk about my love of Twinks online. Praise the Lord. Shout out to you, Greg Arnold. I hope you find the peace that you need. How you doing, Lucky Shots? What's good, bro? What's happening? Good to see you, man. What kind of questions are on mate? I can't. Do you know what the thing is? Yeah, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. Let me see. Let me see what it comes up with. Example questions on UK citizenship test. All right, let's go. Seeing as you asked, let's do this. Let's do this right now. What is known as Lent? The 40 days before Easter. I know that one. Let's go. What country's flag is not part of the Union flag? That would be Ireland. Sorry, Wales. What is the judiciary responsible for? I mean, fuck me. You see what I mean? Deciding whether a person is guilty. I'm going to go with interpreting the law. Correct. When did habeas corpus act become law? What random fucking person knows this? 1679. Which events of the bombing of English cities by the Germans? It was called the Blitz. All right, I know that one. Why is it called the Glorious Revolution? Because there was no fighting. Which of these venues is located in Greenwich? The O2. Oh, I guess I do know some of these. Why did the UK leave these kind of questions? Are you good with maths? Not at all. I'm a literature brained individual. Sorry, I wasn't skipping the comments. I was skipping all the comments. Let me go back a little bit. Frankie, I've got to say, since listening to the Northern King, you have the easiest to understand accent ever. Thank you, bro. I barely understand those fuckers as well. It's almost like another language. I love the video of the Muslim Indian boy calling out the reporter for advocating their countries to destroy each other. 100%. Well said. India capitulated. I'm not educated enough to have an opinion about that. If they speak English, if they bring the actual skilled job that is beneficial to society, what they think of certain races, political parties, gender, religion, etc. Yeah, I agree with that. It's all about what you bring. Don't be a drain on society and don't commit crime. You can't. After India lost their jets, no one is taking India seriously. Do you like beef? I do. What a house you have, BKHT. Are you standing outside? Is it racist? I don't believe they actually landed something on the moon. Not at all. The moon landing is bullshit. I've seen the so-called, what do you call it? Not device. The thing that they landed on, the Apollo thing. It is a kid's science project. How many blocks of Lego can you stick in your ass? Don't know, man. Depends on the size of the Lego blocks, I guess. When did Netanyahu get rabies? I've got no idea. He has rabies. I'm English. Fuck these questions, though. Do you see what I'm saying? It's more like you have to be a college graduate to answer these questions. A college graduate in politics, apparently. I took a mock US citizen exam as a US citizen. It's kind of hard. It is. A lot of white English people are absolutely useless. Benefits are at an all-time high. However, saying this, I don't think bringing in Indians is a good replacement to fill jobs as they are not a fit. Fair enough. He needs a mustache. He would look like a smart genius. I can't grow a mustache. Thoughts on Email Melson dating a 14-year-old when he was 18? I admit it didn't sound great. And you know how I feel about noncing in general, but I kind of have to. I'm kind of on the fence with this one because obviously doing that is disgraceful. But if he genuinely didn't know, I don't know, man. If he didn't know and then he broke up with her as soon as he found out, I'd be more understanding. But I have to agree with Gio in that unless he's like he doesn't sound like he's somebody who goes out looking to nonce. Do you know what I mean? And Email Melson hates me. He got banned in my live stream one time, and he's had a grudge against me ever since. And I didn't even do it. How you doing, Lucky Shots? Good to see you. Before leaving, I want to say that once again, you look great at the age of 40. You look 25. Thank you very, very much, man. I really appreciate that. Thoughts on Gandhi sleeping with children? Obviously, I'm disgusted by that. If it's true. If it's true. It probably was an act to get some vagina. Sir, there is a nest on your head. There is. It's actually yeah, it's a bird's nest. You're absolutely right. I'm just grateful that I've got hair. Louis van der Mew. Are you a Dutch person, sir? And if so, shout out to you. Anyway, how big is your house? I've got a 3-story house that sits in front of a lake. So I've done pretty well in life. And I grew up in a council estate. So there's a flex for you. I worked my fucking ass off all my life. Got my first job when I was 13 and just grind. And I'm still grinding to this day. Where's Parlay Princess? I don't even know what Parlay Princess looks like. I've obviously heard of him. And obviously I had a front row seat to his beef with Giuliano, but I've got no idea what the guy even looks like. Thoughts on me hooking up with this cute guy at my gym? I'm very happy for you, Greg Arnold. Please don't send any more Polaroids. I thought this guy was like 34. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, is it? It's only 6 years. 34 ain't Namibian. Fucking hell. Shout out to you, man. Namibia. What a country. What's your job? I'm a university professor. Can't wait to link up with Frankie once I have disposable income again. Bro, you're always welcome. Bro, I think we should Idaho. I think we should meet up in Asia though. Fuck this UK thing. We should go to Asia and we can do a real Frankie debauchery tour. That would be awesome. I'm not in business at all, actually. I'm not very business minded. I would be terrible. I hate Melson. I don't want to defend him, but he did say she was 16. And it's very common for younger women to date older men in or out of high school. I mean, that's what it comes down to. If he's like somebody who seeks out 14-year-old girls and he knew the situation, I'd be a lot more disgusted by it. But it seemed like an honest mistake. Yeah, I'm a professor of literature. Believe it or not. You've asked me this last time, Greg Arnold, and most of my classes are mostly made up of females because English literature is a very female dominated subject. So yeah, sorry, man, but there are plenty of gay dudes in my university. Gay dudes are everywhere now. They're shameless. They're out. How you doing? 100% Cubano. Ilya Tapuria. Okay, cool, bro. Cool, bro. Namibia, UK is a hellhole. Go to Vietnam, get a guide. I went to Vietnam a couple of months ago, and it was fucking awesome. It was awesome. The first bar that I went to, these 2 women came and sat next to me and just started dancing on each other to get my attention. I took a video of it. It was brilliant. And I knew then that it was a country that I could support and respect. This woman was literally dry humping another woman right in front of me. And I was like, God damn, what a country. What a country. How long have you been a professor for? About 9 years. About 9 years. And I taught college before that. So I've been in education for about 17 years, something like that. And do you see men kissing? Not really. I never see that actually, thankfully. Clean that house. It should be condemned. Thank you, Karen HOA. What is this? A conservative professor. I'm not really a conservative, man. I'm not a liberal though either. I am kind of I'd say I have more conservative views than liberal views, to be honest. But yes, we do exist. How you doing, Jason L. Davis? That is peak. It's totally fine to date a 14-year-old when you're 18. You guys are retarded. I'm not saying it's fine to do that. I'm saying if it was an honest mistake and he didn't know she was 14, I'm not saying it's okay. It's absolutely not. But hello from Estonia. How you doing, Joseph Math? Eastern European fucking G's. How you doing, man? Good to meet you, Joseph. Even Romeo and Juliet laws say 14 and 18 is bad. I met Gary Glitter over there. No, you would have met Gary Glitter in Cambodia. Or was he in Vietnam as well? Fuck me. How can I make as much money as you? Go abroad. Go to a country that has no taxation and pays for your accommodation or gives you accommodation, and you will be self-sufficient and not needing to work again in 5 to 10 years. Because what fucks you up is paying tax and paying for rent while you're trying to save. That's what fucks you up, in my opinion. Good night, Unknown Edits. Good to see you, bro. I'm actually gonna fuck off myself now because I have to work tomorrow morning, unfortunately. But I'm gonna be back on Wednesday. Newcastle are playing some team in the Champions League, so I'm probably gonna come on and do a watch along for that. And by watch along, I mean I'm gonna watch it in the background and talk shit with you great people. But if you are new here, do your boy a solid, like and subscribe. No, Idaho, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying it sounded like an honest mistake. I mean, if he knew that she was 14, that's gross. But he was also 18. And again, if he was like 26, 27, 28, whatever, then I'd be more disgusted by it. And again, if he stayed with her after he found out she was 14, I'd be disgusted with her. But I don't know, man. It's I think it's I think looking at that as a and again, fucking Malison hates me. Like he legit hates me, and he's done nothing but cause trouble in my chats. I don't really like having him in here for that reason. But I don't know. From an objective standpoint, if he didn't know, if she lied about her age, I don't know, man. And he broke up with her straight after that. I'm from Estonia, but Tartu is good too. Great to have you in here, Joseph Math. I'm always happy when we've got people from different places in here. It adds to the conversation. Anyway, yes, Maid X, Free Palestine, indeed. She didn't tell him she was underage. I think that matters. I really think that matters. So, Kuhn, there's a guy who was I think he used to go under the name Wheelchair Juru, and he was live streaming one day, and he basically confessed to having a girlfriend in the past who he didn't know was 14, and he was dating her, and then he found out it wasn't clear whether they were having sex or not. It wasn't known, but they probably were. I think he was 17 going on 18, and then he found out she was 14, broke up with her. She lied about her age. Now, do I think it's okay? No, it's a very unfortunate thing that happens, but it doesn't sound like there was intent there. So now again, if he was seeking to go out with underage girls, he's a scumbag and he deserves to rot under a jail. But if a girl's lying to him about his age, I've got to say, and it would be very easy to throw people under the bus and say, fuck that nonce or whatever it is, but I don't think that's reasonable in this situation. Based on what I know. Again, I could have some of the facts wrong. Gabrielle 90 plus 5. I'm over it, man. It's only football. It's only football. I'm a solid 5 out of 10. I've got decent amount of money in the bank. Life goes on. Intent is very important. I agree with FaZe 100%. I lost my V to a hooker at 14. So after the rugby team made a bet, back line, of course. Fucking shout out to you. And by the way, do you have the same view the other way around? Where if like a kid or a boy is 15 or 14 and he smashes out an 18-year-old woman, is that bad? I would argue it still probably is. Anyway, 14-year-old pussy is a dead giveaway. I would assume that it would be, but I've never had 14-year-old pussy, so I've got no idea. But I'm assuming you're right. Do you support Charlie Kirk? No, I wasn't really a fan of his, but I was certainly disgusted by what happened to him, and I was just as disgusted by the way that certain people celebrated a man getting his fucking neck blown out in front of his wife and 2 young children. I'm a father myself, and that shit, just as a human, that shit disgusted me. Something being legal doesn't make it morally dubious. Andrew's still weird as fuck. I mean, fair enough, man. I don't hate it as a viewpoint. Anyway, I'm very sorry, guys. I've had a fun time tonight. It's been a good 2 hours. You guys are amazing to talk to. Intent, yeah, I've been absolutely hammered and made out with a nurse on my 18th birthday and made out with a nurse who was like 30. I was a year younger. Wouldn't be at the end, still illegal technically. Oh, I think that's slightly different. How old were you when you lost your virginity? I was literally, it was a couple of days before my 18th birthday. I was a late bloomer. I was getting no pussy, man. No pussy in high school. I had a girlfriend when I was 14, but I couldn't crack that nut, mate. Nothing, literally nothing happened. So, yeah, it was literally a couple of days before my 18th. True story. And I'm not ashamed of it. And then I went on a fucking slaying spree. Anyway, you guys are keeping me here. We can talk about this next time. Get yourselves over to the Idaho Skatesman. He's going to be doing a UFC 320 preview. He's great value. Give the guy a shout. Much love to everyone who turned up tonight. Nothing but love. Do hit the like on your way out. And again, if you're not subscribed, please do your boy a solid and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again on Wednesday, probably a little bit earlier, but I'll try and stay on for as long as possible. Sorry to hear that, Shira. I hope your pussy dry patch ends soon. Get out there and get yourself a slump buster and get back on the horse, sir. Have a good night, Frank. Shout out to Dougie's Corner as well. Again, based individual. Love Dougie's Corner. If somebody could throw up a link to Dougie's Corner as well. Much love to everyone who turned up. Really appreciate you. I'm gonna fuck off and go to bed now because I've got to work and be an actual real human being tomorrow. Shout out to you, FaZe. Thanks for turning up. Everyone in the chat, peace. Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace. Keep that bum hole tight. Excellent way to end the stream.